All right, guys, this morning I'm going to talk to you about delays, detours, and moon patrol. I know that you're very familiar with what delays and detours are. We experience it in traffic all the time. It's something you kind of roll your eyes out. You might feel exasperated and just kind of frustrated because of the urgency of the situation. If you don't know what moon patrol is, you're going to know before the end of this video. Many guys my age are going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. Before I get into that, let me share with you what I have in my beard this morning because many of you watch my videos to begin with because of my beard. But I'm just going to talk briefly about it. This week I've been using Mad Viking Beard Company products in my beard quite a bit. In fact, I'm wearing their T-shirt this morning. I have three favorite T-shirts: a red Dr. Pepper shirt, which I know you've seen in other videos, a Husky Beard and Grooming Company shirt that's black like this, and then this Mad Viking Beard Company shirt. It's got a really cool graphic on the back, which I don't want to take the time to stand up and turn around for, but it's a great fit. It feels good, and it just looks great. And so I am also using their Sonic Brew beard oil in my beard. Look at this. Isn't this amazing looking? And then I also use the accompanying uh, beard balm. They have the Sonic Brew beard balm. Nice, firm, and yet soft at the same time texture to the balm. And these smell great. If you want to know what they smell like, I would say perhaps the fear of vanquished peoples in distant lands mixed with rampage and sanity and courage. Not really. Not really, but anyway, if you really want to know what this smells like, what it's got in it, I'm not taking the time to do that this morning because this is not a beard video. I will provide a link in the description below along with a way to save some money. Great products. You won't be disappointed, but check that out in the description below. By the way, subscribe if you haven't, and make sure you like this video at the end of it. Okay, so let's talk about the delays, detours, and moon patrol. Delays and detours, like I said, is something we're all familiar with. You're driving to work, or perhaps you're driving to the store, to your favorite restaurant, or to pick up one of your kids, right? And you know the most direct way. You know that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Isn't that correct? Although not every time can you take a straight line. But we pretty much know what the simile is all about. Um, you're gonna take the most direct route. You're gonna take the quickest way. But oftentimes, what happens is, and it's when the situation is most urgent, when time is of the essence, you run into a snag. You start seeing signs pop up that weren't there the day before. Men working, speeding fines doubled, detour ahead, and caution, and you're thinking to yourself, why does this have to happen today? Which way am I going to take now? Well, I know an alternate route, but here's a detour up ahead. A detour takes you a different way. The problem is everybody else is taking it too, and it's usually through some side streets. I'm sure the residents aren't appreciating too much because they're getting more traffic than they usually do. So there's a lot of people unhappy all the way around, but at least you have a way out. The problem is when you don't have a detour and you're just sitting there and you're waiting, and then the wait just seems so much longer because you got to wait for the other side to go. You got to wait for the construction equipment to move. Okay. And so this is a very good metaphor for life. You might be forging a path yourself. You know what you want. You know what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish. And you think you figured out the best way to get there. Things are running smoothly for a while because the path has been already cleared for you. You've gone to school. Maybe you've secured that good job. You've gotten your wife, your husband. If you're a woman watching this, you've got your husband. You have your kids now, and you're trying to tick off the boxes as you go along. I've got this, I've got that, and I'm working on the other, and things seem to be moving smoothly. But all too often, what happens is you run into delays and detours, and you get exasperated. You get frustrated by all this. And it makes you cringe. It makes you question if you're doing the right thing, or perhaps you should try something else. In many cases, you'll see a detour sign that takes you off the beaten path. Well, at least maybe to another beaten path. Okay, so you're experiencing different views and going down the side streets of your life, and experiencing things in a different way. And you're thinking, this is not really what I had in mind. Okay, it's not really what I had in mind, but mind you, that detours are really meant to get you back onto the path where you want to go. Okay? If you have to sit there and wait, that might require some patience. You might not have a detour. Sometimes you're just forced to wait. And patience is something that's tried all the time in our life, and it's something that many of us are short on, right? That's why when you're actually in traffic and you're at a stop and there is no detour, you'll see people turn around. You'll see them do that at train tracks, right? Or you'll see them try to make it around the guardrails, and before you know it, someone gets plowed. It happens all the time in Lakeland, it seems like. I mean, it seems like every year there's like 2, 3, 4 deaths due to train-related accidents because people are trying to go through the guardrails. They think they can beat it. But Amtrak is faster. So you've got to be careful. You got to proceed carefully. But like I said, this is a metaphor for life. You're just trying to make your way. You're not bothering anybody. You're doing the best you can. You've done your homework. You seem like a good person, right? You're not immoral. You don't deserve. You don't feel like you deserve any of this, right? And so, to some measure, you feel like you should be rewarded with smooth, easy going. But here's the thing: when you run across construction, what does it mean? When you run across a construction ahead sign in your life, what does it mean? The same thing it does in traffic. It means that repairs need to be made. Something is broken. Something is broken and needs to be mended. Okay? It could be the potholes in the road. It could be the curbs. It could be the sidewalk. Whatever it is meant to get you back onto the path and on your way to your destination in a smooth and safe manner. Detours um, are just that. It just means you simply get to see something you wouldn't have seen otherwise, which is not a bad thing. You might learn to appreciate other ways, and you might find out that in the future this might be a better way anyway, right? It was said, we oftentimes hear that the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. But Noah Leolito once said that the shortest distance between 2 points is under construction. Okay? You might be wondering who Noah Leolito is. Noah Leolito was an MIT graduate who went on to become a video game developer and helped create the Moon Patrol game in 1982. Now, this is where you're going to find out what Moon Patrol is if you didn't know before. Moon Patrol is simply a side-scrolling game that was developed by Atari, and it has this little six-wheeled purple vehicle on a celestial landscape, and he's got to traverse this landscape to save the day. Now, I've never actually played the game. I don't know what the reward is at the end, but I've seen gameplay on YouTube, and you can search it up for yourself. But he travels along this bumpy path, and there's craters in the road, there's big rocks, there's UFOs overhead, there's landmines, and there's tanks. He's got to fend off all of these things. Now, mind you, it doesn't all happen at once. It happens slowly. It comes on slowly. At first, there's just rocks. You got to bounce the rover over. Okay, and then you start seeing, before you know it, once you get used to that a little bit, because the game kind of warms you up, then UFOs start to hover overhead. And then not only are you bouncing over the rocks, the UFOs are hovering overhead, now they're starting to fire on you. In the back of this little moon rover is a gun that sticks straight up. So you can, as you're hopping over the rocks, you can start firing at the UFOs that are firing back at you. Okay, so it becomes more complicated. Then you have craters. You don't want to fall into the craters. You got to hop over those too. You just shoot the rocks out of the way, hop over the craters, shoot at the UFOs, and then you have these landmines. You have these landmines that are just everywhere. You gotta avoid those also, right? And you have these tanks, and then so you've got all these obstacles in your way, but you feel good about yourself if you can get to the end. That's the whole point of video games. There's a reward. There's a reward of just knowing that you develop the skill, that you traverse the landscape and you are victorious. That's very much like life. As you travel along your way, not only will you experience road construction, detours, but you're gonna have big rocks in your way. You're gonna have craters in your path. You're gonna have unidentified objects coming your way, threatening you, and they're firing off at you. And you're wondering, I didn't do anything to you. I don't deserve this, but you have to defend yourself. You have to respond. Okay? And then you have to avoid the landmines, the easily triggered people, the easily triggered circumstances that might possibly lead to something else like demise, destruction, a negative situation that could just possibly make things worse. And then you got the tanks that are absolutely full on, obvious confrontation. Okay? And all these are real factors in life. But understand that you're going to, in going back to our metaphor here about road construction, you're going to have the opportunity to take detours now and then to be able to get safely to where you want to go. Understand that it's giving you an opportunity to see things you didn't before. If you have to stop and delay, you can learn to be patient and wait. If you have to avoid objects in the road or unidentified things, you can do that. Now, mind you, just like the video game, life doesn't present these things to you all at once. They come on slowly and they build. And you might think to yourself, well, great, this doesn't sound real great. It sounds like things are just going to continue to get worse. Well, in a lot of cases, yes, they do. Yes, they do. But you will be strong enough to be able to weather it because you will build on previous experiences that will give you the confidence to know that you can handle what lies ahead. And you will get multiple chances to take a stab at it. And you will get better and better at it. And you will develop some degree of aplomb, some degree of courage and confidence and assurance in yourself. So if you're experiencing something today that is really testing your patience and you've been delayed, perhaps you've been detoured, or you're running into things that are just a downright obstacle and confrontation, traverse carefully. Traverse carefully. And remember what Noah Leolito said: the shortest distance between 2 points is under construction. That's usually how it goes. Just expect it. If you expect it, it's a whole lot better than if you don't. The people that just expect smooth sailing all the way, a smooth ride, they're usually disappointed. They're usually the most angry. But just know, this is part of life. Detours, delays, obstacles, confrontation, landmines, all part of life. And you will get through to the other side. But you have to first of all, expect it. Take what you can from it. Understand that the detour may just give you something better to look at. You might find a better path. You might find a better way. And before you know it, you're kind of proud of yourself because you've built on previous experiences and it's giving you confidence. All right, guys, if this video has helped you, please like it. If you know somebody that should hear it, hit the thumbs up and make sure you like it and subscribe if you haven't already. Go to YouTube. Search up Moon Patrol there, watch the video game play there so you know what I'm talking about in relation to this video. So, all right, guys, I will catch you on the next one. I've enjoyed it. Have a great day. Bye-bye.